Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the screencast. It is Master You Should Know, a special Superb Owl edition, if you will. Getting ready to watch those Eagles play against the Patriots and whoever you're rooting for. I hope it's a great game. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about what we did today, this Friday morning and afternoon. We talked about inequalities again, but this time we wrote inequalities based on word problems and also graphed them. Starting with writing them. Here's a word problem. It says you must be over 12 years old to ride on the go-karts. So what I would like to do, I think, to get prepared for this is, first of all, I need a variable. I'm just going to say N, but you might say Y for years or A for age. And then I did see right here that there's a constant 12. We talked yesterday a little bit about symbols such as less than, greater than, less than and equal to, or greater than and equal to. And they all have subtle differences. And in the case of what we're doing right now, actually it's a major difference. So if you must be 12 years old to ride the go-karts, let's see, what ages of people can go? Let's see, how about 13-year-olds? Sure. 15, sure. 16-year-olds? 54 years old, except for one that I know. And let's see. I guess what wouldn't work would be like a 2-year-old. That wouldn't work. No. And also what wouldn't work would be 12-year-olds. And I'll tell you why. It says you must be over 12. So in this case, all the numbers that I said could work for n are greater than 12. So my inequality would be n is greater than 12. Do another one. As soon as, there we go. Uh-oh, something just happened. Get rid of that. Don't need that. There we go. Better. Woof, that was weird. We talked about this pony, but I want to get to another one that's a little bit trickier. Okay, driver's license time. I see that you must be at least 16. I almost said 12. You must be at least 16 years old to have a driver's license. Yeah, in Pennsylvania for sure. I see you 16 years, so I'm going to set up a variable and 16, and I need to figure out which one of our symbols perfect, of course, fit in between. Now, what are some numbers that make sense? It says you must be at least 16 to drive. All right, how about a 17-year-old? Sure. How about an 18-year-old? Yes. Some 54-year-olds. And here's a bit of a tricky bit. Can 16-year-olds, think about it for 1 second. The answer is yes. 16-year-olds can drive. So that is going to help me with which of my 1, 2, 3, 4 symbols I'm going to use. And also, let's think about this. Can a baby, a 1-year-old drive, except for baby driver? No, can't. So n has got to be bigger than 16, but also could equal 16. So our inequality would be n is greater than or equal to 16. Let's take that to a number line. I'm going to make a perfectly straight line first. Excellent. Make it into a number line. Show that it goes into infinity. I'm only going to put a couple values on our chart here, and right in the middle I'm going to put 9. Looking at this inequality, it says n is greater than 9. So all the numbers that are greater than 9 count. However, 9 won't work, right? Because it says n is greater than 9, and 9 is simply not greater than 9. That's just not the way it is. The way I'm going to label this to make sure the reader knows what's going on, I'm going to put a circle here. And that says that's where you start counting. However, don't include number 9. And then I would graph this way. Of course, in the miracle of screen class land, I have to go over it quite a few times to make it stand out. So all the numbers that are greater than 9 are now labeled. Also, take a look at this. I'm going to write a little bit bigger. It says n is greater than 9. As long as the variable's on the left here, that arrow is pointing the same direction that I want to go on the number line. Just a little helpful hint. What if I clear this out and change our inequality just quickly? We're going to go n is, well, this looks very familiar. Ooh, but I'm going to add a line. So it really says n is greater than or equal to 9. So all the numbers that are greater than or equal to 9. Now, I notice, I'm going to put a circle there to start out with. I notice that the numbers are going to be the same. It's all the numbers that are going to be greater. And look, there's my trick. It looks like this is going to go this way. However, there's one number I need to include. I need to include 9 because 9 does equal 9. And so what I'm going to do is when I indicate on my number line what value to start counting at, I'm going to put a dot there and color it in. Make sure that everybody knows that, yeah, start counting there at number 9 and also include 9. There's a brief overview of what we did today. We're going to be going over it again on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. Happy Superb Owl Weekend. That's the maths you should know.